demographic complexities. Yeah, you are in a deep problematic situation, and I'm sure that's very similar. Like I've mentioned already Yugoslavia, but there's other cases. It's much better if you have the division in several new, better working states. The states then can be a system to help to develop democracies, to develop a market economy, to build the institutions which are required to be a really valuable and a sustainable state. And this we know very well, and this is, I think, the much better way to go ahead. And the excuse of complexity is often like an excuse. You cannot understand the situation, and you are too silly, and you don't understand. And then in reality, this is often an excuse which is used by the ones who are in power and are able to exploit the rest. That you somehow explain that you are so unique because only you can understand the situation. And I don't buy this argument. So Nigeria is a country like many in the axis of resistance, axis of authoritarian dictators, which I call the axis of evil. We have North Korea, we have Syria, we have partly India, we have, of course, China and Russia, and then we have Ethiopia, we have South Africa, we have Congo, we have Sudan, we have Mali, and we have Nigeria. And then Nigeria has chosen the wrong side. It's very obviously aligned with Russia and China. And then we see that the way they treat their own people is absolutely unacceptable. And then we have all the legitimacy to call for the dismantlement of such an unlawful and criminal state as Nigeria is. And then it will be very simple. We will support Biafra. Biafra will be free. We will trade with Biafra. We will work together. We will exchange good governance proposals, and Biafra will be a very successful state, like maybe Ghana, like Croatia, and like others also in Africa who have transformed themselves in the last years from a very difficult situation to a good one. And I'm pretty optimistic with the help of the international community. Biafra can be a very viable state in the future.
Thank you so very much for that wonderful, detailed answer. Why I asked that question is because we've seen foreign interventions happen in the past, and sometimes these foreign powers tend to align with the oppressor, and they postpone the freedom that's supposed to have happened. That's why I asked that question, because from the learnings from the past, I get to understand that instead of reaching out to the people, going into the communities, asking agitators, there are groups agitating, there are resistance groups who are resisting the oppressor. Instead of you know having understanding with the agitators or the resistance to understand the criticality of their situation, as if those people are no longer family, then they align with the people in power who are oppressing the people and then make things worse. At the end of the day, no result is achieved. So, and like the situation of Biafra, we saw Europe aligned with Nigeria. Of course, the fight was directly Britain against Biafra, but using Nigeria by proxy, after reaching understanding with the Fulani Islamic jihadists, to whom was led by Osman Danfodio during the time they invaded the land, installing jihad and caliphates in the land that doesn't belong to them. And they never knew that what they were defending was jihad, and that this jihad is capable of growing up to Europe, up to America, and up to every part of the world. Biafra resisted all these foreign powers, Russia, Europe, America, all put together, supporting, and they tend to create some narrative in Nigeria by Britain about a coup d'etat, that it was because of this coup that led to the war. That was very wrong. There was genocide happening in Nigeria right from the day all the states and the regions that was formulated by Nigeria. It took the life of our people, because most times our people are the people are against it, especially in the south. They are always against it, but at the end of the day, foreign power comes in, support the state they created, and put the people life more in danger. The young people who grew up and inherit this problem, sometimes don't know how to solve it, and then they fall inside the hands of the oppressor and then make things worse. So that was why I asked that question, because the killings has never stopped. So the creation of Nigeria was through killings. The people who were forced to become Nigeria were done by force. People died for it. When the killings escalated, Ojukwu tried to protect the South, and the foreign powers never understood this, supported Nigeria, and slaughtered millions. In short, they weren't winning the war. After 2 years, Nigeria was still losing. They had to create some kind of economic blockade to scuttle and stop freedom from prevailing. So,
That was a terrible crime. That was really a terrible crime.
absolutely.
We should all always apologize for not helping the people of Biafra in this terrible siege and in this famine, which was done by the Nigerian central government against you. And alone for that, I think you have deserved.
Oh, yeah. What's going on?
What powers are seated, because it doesn't represent, except if what this word represents is something else that we are yet to understand. But if for the peace of this world and for the growth and development, to develop humanity and build humanity, to protect people, to do business with each other, I don't believe they will go that extent. So this is all I have. I would love that you have full detail on how our government in exile and in homeland is being run. It will give you more insight on how to work with every Biafran. I'm not trying to condemn our brothers who split and go to respect the idea, but the Prime Minister has called many times and said that everybody should try to unite with each other and work, because what we are looking for is the same thing that everyone is looking for. It's freedom. I know that it's very sweet. Our people are working very hard to see this future come, but we must be able to have a compromise to be able to work with each other to achieve this very glorious future that God has given us. Thank you so very much, Gunter.
Thanks a lot. It's a very important point of unity of the Biafra nation and also legitimacy of institutions. This is, of course, very important. And often you have it that various factions, various political factions, personal ambitions lead to division in the diaspora and in the exile community and to different institutions. That's happening for historic reasons, for personal reasons, for financial reasons. That comes very often. For example, in Belarus, there's also the former exile government of 1918, basically of the independent Belarus in Canada. And then you have also the new exile government of the 2020 elections. And they live, I think, in Brussels or in Lithuania. Sorry, Lithuania, I don't know exactly where at the moment. But so you have it. And this is unfortunate. I call for unity. What is important is unity and also legitimacy. You must have due process. Also in the diaspora, you can, exile government can have elections, can have a representative body, basically a parliament, can have a president, can have a government, and can work in a legitimate way. That means you report to the public, you inform, you consult your institutions. Everybody understands that you are outside and that you have not the full power, but you can organize more or less a similar process like a government would work. And that's, of course, expensive. You need to have support, but it is very good for the legitimacy, and it shows that you are potentially a government in exile which is ready to take power in the country. Because Nigeria itself, same like Russia, is always doing maximum to delegitimize the opposition and also especially the exile of the opposition. And they're doing that very professionally. So we must work double intensive in order to create the international recognition and the network that you are a viable kind of alternative to the present government. And that's of course important, and I think you need to be accredited in the European Union, in Strasbourg for the Council of Europe, and if it's possible even towards the African Union, and then also in Washington DC where everything is decided. And that's very important. And so I can just underline the point to have good representation in Washington, where most of the exile governments of the world are based. And I know the East Turkestan, for example, very, very nice people, and they want to break away from China, sorry, and they are really very good organized there, for example. And so that's my recommendation, and that's actually the way to win. Thank you.
you very much for the question. Further questions?
Good. Yes, the next one is Rage and Fury.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Nico and Mr. Gunter. Thank you very much for your hard work for the Biafran people. We appreciate all that you do for us. My name is Rage and Fury, and I am speaking from Biafra land. And we send our greetings from the holy land of Biafra. Indeed, the name Nigeria is not indigenous to the people. And before I proceed, I must say special greetings to our Honorable Minister of Information with the handle Information Minister. And Mr. Gunter, please, I will still plead. He's representing over 80 million people. He's the voice of over 80 million people. So you might need to give him a little more time to really speak on the space. We really appreciate that. And the Honorable Minister Snow is the COS to the acting Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic government in exile. So we really appreciate it if you can give them a little more time to really say more or enlighten you and the world about the Biafra movement. Thank you very much. And talking about Nigeria, Nigeria is a foreign entity owned by a foreigner that was imposed on the indigenous people on their own land to take away the identity of these indigenous people. This foreign entity is also managed by, in most cases, strangers, you understand, owned by a foreigner as well. This is why you see whenever they want to select the next killer, whom they call leader, they go to the owner of this property, of this entity called Nigeria, who resides in number 10 Downing Street. That is Britain, you understand? So that they can give them consent of the next killer that will be in office to kill. They kill through hunger, they kill through terrorism, they kill through genocide. They will go to number 10 Downing Street to select the next killer. You understand? So indeed, Nigeria needs to be disintegrated, because when you look at the genocide, all this Islamic genocide against Christians, I think the best way to really put a permanent stop to this genocide is to create a state, a Biafran state with Christian value, a place where Christians can call a home, a place where Christians can feel safe. So that is the best solution that can be, given to this Christian genocide, because for America to commit their military on ground, it's a good idea, but that would be very capital intensive, but it will also draw concern from different countries, you understand? But if America and other European countries can just recognize Biafra, then you fight the terrorism from the land of Biafra. It's going to go a long way in putting a stop to all this terrorism. And speaking about the Biafra Republic government in exile was inaugurated some 2 years ago. That should be 2023, I suppose, yes, with the head office at Maryland, Baltimore, right? So it was this Biafra Republic government in exile that organized a self-referendum that we all here in Biafra land, I was one of those that used to help people to vote as well, because a lot of our people, they need assistance. We know what we went through, and at the end of the day, we gathered over 50 million votes. So, and we went to
50 million votes.
Over 50 million votes, yes.
Yes, over 50 million votes, yes.
You're very successful. You are like a model movement of national self-determination. I want to congratulate you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So, like I was saying, up to date, our head office still remain in the same place where it is. So we are not divided. I don't really want. I believe you are very smart, Margot. And before you made your research, you carry out your research, and you know the government that is representing the Biafran people from Washington, D.C., from all the diplomatic engagement, everything, nothing is hidden. They are all in the media, you understand? So I don't want you to have the impression that we are divided. We are actually one. Those are some of our brothers that left they left based on probably on selfish reasons, and I don't really know, because all of these things, when our Prime Minister was arrested and we came back, you know, the former Chief of Defense Staff of Nigeria made a statement that to stop the Biafra movement, attack the finance. And from time to time, some of our people have been bought over to attack the finance from time to time, which I'm not going to go into. A lot of groups have come in the name of accountability, in finance, and here and there. While in our laws, it is stated that these areas are classified due to the fact that if they are made open, a lot of our people are going to sabotage the movement, which they know very well. You understand that? Due to they have to play to the agenda or to what the Chief of Defense Staff Musa told them. They started coming up with finance, accountability on finance, and they keep attacking the finance. This is why a lot of them left. But what I'm trying to tell you is that the same government that organized that self-referendum where over 50 million people voted is the same government that is still working with Washington, D.C. That is still working with Washington, D.C. It is the same government that still has its headquarters in Washington. So, Mr. Gunter, it's like I'm having some another comment. Like I said earlier, please kindly give our Honorable Minister of Information time to also speak, because he's going to educate you a lot about this whole thing. Thank you very much. I yield the mic here. My name is Regent Fury.
Regent Fury, I don't think you'll be doing that on the space, because if you go that you try to change the subject, that's not okay. Because if you go by that, many people here will want to come up to tell you who the person you are talking about is. So the people who you said they separate did not separate. The Biafran Republic government in exile is run by the Biafran Governance Council.
Mr. Gunter,
so
I think
you have to leave that part for inside. It's internal. That's why you have to.
We are not here to argue.
Stop the arguing. We have other questions. We have to continue. This is a topic for another space.
This man that is speaking here may not have.
Next question, please. We will
be attacking the government from his.
So, sorry. The next one is the military department of the Biafra Republic.
Yeah, good evening, everyone, especially Mr. Gunter and Mr. Nicole. At the same vein, I salute my fellow comrades, Mr. Snow. Sorry for you hearing my voice in this way, because it's too late in this evening. I'm greeting also University in Biafra, Regent Fury, and Wada Stella, you know, Simon Ekpa and Samepa, His Excellency Chizoba, everybody here present, Metusela. I can see some corrupt. Okay, you can understand how your name is written. I'm not seeing very well. USB, BOC, Okudile. Everyone here present. It's my pleasure to greet everybody here present. I just wanted to let our people to understand one thing. I'm so happy that our brothers, especially our big brother from Vienna, is here. But I want to let our people to know that the period we are is classified in the history as the African Uprising, Black African Uprising, otherwise known as African Renaissance, or what you call African Romanticism. It is a period where our people have got to know that our destiny is to be taken upon our hands. That there is no Jesus Christ, or no Zarathustra, or no any spirit that is going to liberate us. But it is we, by the time we understand how the world functions, what you call the mechanism, or what you call the axis of power. By the time we understand that, we take therefore our destiny upon our hand. I see all these things going on as the beginning of African renaissance. But at the same time, we have to give all kudos to the leaders we had in terms of Biafra, because the theme of this evening expose is Biafra freedom, ex-Nigeria. Very important. Biafra freedom, ex-Nigeria. And in fact, I started doing this, our big brother, just like we had Mazi Jira Solis, Alex. I'm also giving the title of Mazi to Gunter and Mazi Nicole, because these are the people that the spirit of freedom have touched, and they left their own ethnic, and they are coming to synergize with us. I'm also with European Commission. It is not easy to get people that feel Africa. It is not easy to see a white man. Let us put it in our African, way of understanding. It is not easy for us to be in the midst of white people, and you see that white person seeing him or herself as an African.
Maybe I lost you now.
I think something with the microphone is not working.
Maybe. But it was not a full question. I couldn't understand the question. So maybe the next one.
Yeah. The next one is corruption hater. We tried it at the beginning. Maybe it worked now.
Corruption hater is somebody, he is very critical to me, but he is afraid to speak out now. I don't know. But he is defending unity of Nigeria. It would be interesting to hear him, but he is not able to unmute his microphone. Maybe later. Let's try. Maybe the Nigerian government has sent him and he is afraid to talk here. I don't know. Everything is possible.
The next one is Emmanuel.
Good evening.
Good evening. You're welcome.
And gentlemen, I am greeting everyone in the house. Good evening, Gunter and Nicole. It is a pleasure having you people talking about the freedom of the Biafra people. Before I go on this very program, I would say, permit me to speak in my dialect, to speak to my own people before I make a public hearing where you can be able to understand. Biko ndị be anyị, ihe anyị bịara ebe ikwu okwu freedom. Onye ọbụla mụ igwe na-egwe ya shield ya, ya abịaghị ebe ịzọ gọọmenti elu gọọmenti ala. Onye ọbụla ha sị na anyị enye Biafra, ihe anyị chọrọ bụ Biafra. Onye ọbụla a chọrọ inye Biafra, sịsị ha nda ya Biafra.
Nicole, it's better to mute him because we don't know what he's saying, and so it's English.
Don't
No, it's English. It's English and English only. Somebody else? Next question.
Voice of Biafra. It's connecting. Second.
Very well. You're welcome.
And guys, please ask questions. And yeah.
I can also announce it's the next 20 minutes is then the closing at 20 to 12. I have to close because it's getting late. In Austria.
The next one is Shine.
Okay, good evening, sir. Good evening, Mr.
You're welcome.
Good evening, Nicole. Please, sir, I don't know whether my own is a question, but I want to ask you, I don't know whether you know actually what is happening in that zoo called Nigeria, because I saw in social media and in your Twitter, you are talking about Christians, but we were talking about Biafra existing from Nigeria. And I want you to know, because what I saw that Nigerians government are doing now is that they are trying to deny it, and some they are trying to deceive people that they want to change, they want to mend everything. I am begging you to beg President Trump to come quick, to come and rescue Nigeria and Biafra. And it's not only Nigeria, and it's not only Christians they are killing in Nigeria. Most of this killing that you are seeing is inside Biafra land. They will go and tell, they are now saying that they can solve the problem if they give them some times, but they are preparing how to deceive President Trump when he sees that he accepts what he's saying, then they will start killing Biafrans. It's not only Christian in the north, they are also killing Biafrans. All the fighter jets that the American gave to them to fight for Boko Haram, they are using it to killing Biafrans, bombarding Biafrans, destroying our house, killing our women, raping our women. But no, you cannot hear it. It's anywhere in social media. It's not only Christians. They are killing Biafrans every day. Even this week at Enugu, they block one city in Enugu. They said that none of them will enter their village. Fulani herdsmen. You will see Nigerian people, they deny us not to protect ourselves, that everybody should come and give them our gun. Now you will see they will be carrying their cow, entering inside our school, inside our house, inside our bank. If you talk to them, you will see a small boy, 9 years, with AK-47, shooting people. If you talk, they will kill you. They kill people in Southeast like animal. Now, that's why our leader, Mazen Nandukado, created the ESN. The Nigerian government entered inside and deceived them and kidnapped our leader from Kenya. This is an abomination in this world that somebody traveled from London to Kenya and Nigerian government collude and go and kidnap him in Kenya. Nobody is saying anything. About it. He is still in DS international law, but they kidnapped him. Why are they keeping him up till now since 2001 without medical? Because he's from Southeast. The ones that there is another one that is fighting for Yoruba, they kidnap him and they release him within 8 months. Why is Southeast own is different? They are killing us every day. If the whole world want to come and take our oil, let them come and take this oil and let Biafrans breathe. I don't know, because I'm not hearing it anywhere. President Trump is talking about only killing Christians. No, they are killing us every day. Every day, you must in Biafra land, more than 30 women. The worst part of it, the one I saw one day, that a lady, she's pregnant, they cut off the head, open the stomach, and bring out the child, and cut the child. There are no sin. If you post it,
okay, I think the connection.
Have to go and bring vegetable in at the backyard. Fulani herdsmen saw this lady and caught this lady into piece of chicken. Nobody is saying it. And the number one is that when I was small, they said that when they do the amalgamation, when
Okay, I think the connection is lost.
Yeah, it's a big tragedy what is happening in terms of atrocities in Nigeria. I really feel vindicated to call for ex-Nigeria, and I express my sympathy and empathy with all the victims of the genocide against Christians in Nigeria. Thanks a lot. Next question, please.
The next one is Divine.
All right, thank you very much for this opportunity. My question is going to be very blunt and straightforward. So, the Nigerian government have been able to infiltrate the movement in two ways. One, by giving some individuals money to donate their waste through the leadership, and two, by the main on ground forces. So, my question is going to be, how are you going to be financed if you want to identify with any institution at all that is championing the Biafra movement? When I say any institution, anyone you just find or you deem fit to champion the Biafran restoration, how are you going to depend on the finance? Is it based on donation, or you also going to find some, or you also going to lobby those who will finance, and later on the Biafran state will pay back the money? I still have more questions. Please enlighten us with this.
If you want to support me personally, you can subscribe at my Twitter button, and I appreciate very much. Otherwise, I'm independent from all other resources, and I'm supporting many movements for freedom, and in generally, I support all the movements for freedom. I'm also an economist, and I'm also working on that one as a development consultant. If you ask me personally, this is my answer. Next question.
Okay, so thank you very much. So, in terms of lobbying for peaceful dissolution, peaceful breakup of Nigeria, and what if the peaceful method doesn't work, and then you want to use like whatever means necessary?
So now, first of all, we have the most important question is the liberation of Mazi, the independence leader. He is the Nelson Mandela of Nigeria and of Biafra. We have to look for his release. This is my most important goal, and I'm looking very much forward for that one. Additionally, the independence of Biafra is, of course, a very noble goal, and we have to achieve it together during the breakup of Nigeria. Nigeria is a hostile state to the West. They are committing a genocide against Christians, and they are aligned with our enemies, China and Russia. So they have lost all the legitimacy to cover this territory of Nigeria. And therefore, there must be either a real transformation of Nigeria into a free federal democracy, market economy, and a kind of a decent state, or the dismantlement, ex-Nigeria is the much better way forward. And that's what I recommend. Obviously, I have no powerful tools, of no ships or anything to go to Nigeria, and I don't want to have a military intervention. So I call simply to have a process similar like in Kosovo of peaceful resistance. You maybe know the story of Mr. Rugova, who is called the Gandhi of the Balkans, who has led to these people, the Kosovo Albanians. They have basically left the institutions of the occupying states, and they entered a decade of civil resistance and disobedience in order to show they are not happy with the way they are governed and suppressed by the Serb authorities. And this ultimately led then to the events of 97 and 99, which ultimately led to NATO intervention on behalf of the Kosovo Albanians in order to end the genocide against them. And it's not only, the Kosovo Albanians are mostly Muslims. So we have made a military intervention as NATO to liberate the Albanian Muslims from the Christian Serbs. It is not about religion ultimately, it's about human dignity, and it's the right for statehood. When a state, similar like Russia has done it in Chechnya, or the Serbs have done it in the case of Kosovo, is committing a genocide, it clearly has lost the right to govern these people. And if this is now the case, the more I learn from this call as well, because I hear a lot of new things and new accusations of atrocities and genocide, the more I hear, the more clear I get that this is absolutely the case. There is genocide committed by the Nigerian state, so there is no legitimacy in governing the Biafran people. So you are absolutely justified to call for independence, and also to work towards that in the international arena. And this is what I'm happy to support, and what I'm very much looking forward to be successful. And please look at how good the people in Kosovo live now, and that can be also the future, and I'm confident it will be the future of Biafra Republic, free and successful. Next question.
Okay, so in the case where we engage in civil disobedience and our leaders and our people are still being incarcerated and killed, don't you think we have the right to self-defense?
Yes, it's absolutely clear that you have the right to self-defense, like the Kosovo Albanians had it as well. And ultimately it was an armed struggle which led to the independence of Kosovo. And look very closely on that one. And it was, of course, with a lot of risk and a lot of victims, but it ultimately paid off because NATO intervened and has led ultimately to the liberation and to independence of Kosovo. And now the state works very fine. It's actually a very good role model. They have good governance. I personally assisted for many years. I worked in Kosovo, and I worked for 5 years actually in Kosovo. And this was really very good experience for me. And we built like a model state, how it really should be from the scratch. And it's now working very good with very good digital governance, investment promotion, rule of law. And it's actually a very good entity. And I can really recommend you to take it as a role model. Potentially, you can also take Croatia. It's much more developed. And it had also an independence war in order to liberate it. So I cannot exclude armed struggle, but I'm not calling for that, obviously, because I'm a peaceful economist. But you can look at all the independence movements in history. Very few have gone into victory without armed struggle. So it's not a secret. Everybody knows that. But for me, it would be much better if we go and achieve a peaceful dismantlement of Nigeria, because there will be less bloodshed and it will be much better for everybody, because the other countries and the other parts of Nigeria will also have their own states. And why should the central authorities really dominate Biafra, for example? And it's much better to have probably 6 or 7 new states, or maybe 10 states, because Nigeria is a very big country, can be also 12 or 15. This is basically a process of negotiations. And I'm sure there is some ethnic, religious justification, and Biafra is only the first of many to break away. And this will be, of course, the very best, as I've recommended already in the beginning of this talk, is if you have, maybe I can share this map as well, somewhere in the chat or so, but you see it on my Twitter feed. It's on the top of my Twitter feed. If you look, you see the map which we propose for ex-Russia. And I think this is agreed with many of the independence movements of Russia. And so I really recommend take a look at the header of my Twitter feed, And you can also go to the forum for the post-Russian nations. And there we have exactly that map with the 41 new states, because Russia is a very big country, so it's 41, and with the flags and with the names. And it's very useful because very soon Putin will lose the war and in Ukraine, and then it will be the moment for ex-Russia. And if you look at that map, you learn already how the future will look like. And Nigeria needs exactly the same map of the independent countries, agreed with the various independence leaders, and then legitimized by sending it on Twitter and agreeing it in the various exile governments.
All right. With the situation on ground, what's the probability of Nigeria dissolving in peace? Because I don't think it's even there. I don't think it's even there. So, what do you think about it?
I think it's possible. You need to agree with the other independence movements and with the other ethnic representation in the other countries and the other regions. And if you all simultaneously declare independence, there's only the central government left. And so that's the best way, basically, to do it, and to simultaneously set a point of a breakup somewhere in the middle of 2026, and then to declare 6 or 7 states simultaneously independence. And then, the central authorities really will lose oversight and legitimacy, and then you are independent states.
Okay, now, Nigeria loves bribing. Let's say they bring you packages and we don't know you, we've not done research about you, we just seen you for the first time coming up. So forgive me for this question. Let's say they bring you packages. How do we know that you will not betray the cause and then side with Nigeria at the end?
Whatever. Thanks a lot for your question. Now we have the next question, Nicole, please.
Thank you.
The next one is Emmanuel.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I was here before and I wanted to speak to my people in our local language before I come back. But
okay, Nicole, you can mute him as well.
No, I can speak English now.
Nicole, mute him.
Yeah.
Situation. Next question.
Give me a second.
We have 3 more, and excuse me, then it's then 50 minutes to 12, and I have to go to bed.
The next one is Emerson.
Hello, Emerson.
Yeah, good evening, Gunter. Can you hear me?
You're welcome. Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Nicole, the co-host. Welcome each and everybody that are here to listen. So my question is very straight, yeah? So they are holding our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and he has been there going to 5 years. So what measures are you taking for this case to be in the spotlight for the whole world to see? Because of the injustice going on and the court case that will be coming up on the 20th of this month, November. So what measures are you taking for this court case to be, to take a spotlight for President Donald Trump and the world to see the injustice going on in Nigeria? Thank you. And also
thank you for this question. This is a very good question. I have already called for the release of your independence leader, Mr. Mazi, and I have already made an interview on the television channel for Biafra, calling exactly for that one as well. I can also release more videos about this, and I also support this on this platform. And it's, I think, important cause, yeah, because I don't think the Nigerian government really wants to create a martyr of freedom in Mr. Mazi. And so I call on the American president and all the European authorities to release him. And maybe we will also try to nominate him for an award in the European Parliament, or create a lot of attention. If something happens to him, we will obviously work in his case, like with Mr. Navalny, who is now the symbol as a dead martyr for freedom of Russia. And I warn the Nigerian authorities, if you go down the road of killing your opposition leaders, you will regret it. And definitely I will do the intensified campaign for ex-Nigeria, which I anyhow hope that happens very soon. And my continued advocacy hopefully has an impact here on the world opinion, and that's what I hope, and that's what I'm actually confident of. And we will achieve this goal. He will be free, and maybe he will be then the president of Biafra, which would, I think, be the perfect result of the outcome of our activities.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Good.
2 more?
Good. The next one is someone from the Balkans. He's Bosniak. His name is Hadi. Maybe he can tell us about the experience from Bosnia and Serbia.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Mr. Fehlinger and Nicole. So, even though this meeting is about Biafra and Nigeria, there are some recent developments, more like warmongering and all that, and rhetoric from the Serbs. I mean, a lot has happened. We had Dodik Sulik recent speech about the fact that he called us Turks and all, so I don't know, that's little rhetoric from them. And we also have some developments in Kosovo, especially from Mitrovica. I mean, stuff is also there happening. I mean, law enforcement and all, because of recent elections. And also, this is some kind of question about what is the new opinion about the Serbs here, and what should we do with what's happening right there now.
Thanks a lot, Hadi. That's very nice that you call in and you share these questions. It's both very true. It was very bad speech of Mr. Dodik. I released already a video about it. And also in Mitrovica, the situation is worrying. But we don't want to go too detailed now in the Balkan affairs, because it's about Biafra today. But what I can say, no matter where in the world, I will always be on the side of freedom, market democracies, and reasonable good governance. And no matter what religion, I always condemn genocide, atrocities, and human rights abuses. It's not about Christians, Muslims, or whatever religion. I also defend the Sikhs in Khalistan, in India. And I say, everybody has the right for a decent life, for security and the protection of his property and his physical security. And that's what we want in the world, no matter if it's in Biafra, Nigeria, or in Syria, or in Bosnia and Kosovo. And everybody has the right for religious freedom and for protection of his property and his body. And this is what we're fighting for. And I call for everybody. The tyrants must fall. We must have freedom. And where freedom is not there, we must establish new states. And it's necessary to break up countries like Yugoslavia. It's much better result to do it, even when it might be very painful. Because if states are not working, it's better to splinter them and dismantlement into smaller entities. And this is now the proof. Nigeria is the Yugoslavia of West Africa. And now we have a situation in Bosnia, which is still not perfect, very complicated. In Kosovo, it's still not perfect. But we have it much better than ever in the history of any governance ever in the history. It's Bosnia now today. And the future of Bosnia lies in NATO, EU, and the Euro. And Dodik will not win. And Dodik is already removed out of his office and his political function because of his extremist rhetoric. He has already lost political power, and he will lose even more political power in the future. And I, on my Twitter account, will make my contribution to that one. And when you follow me, also from Biafra, you can learn about Bosnia. From Bosnia, you can learn about Biafra, because it's ultimately all the same struggle for freedom, for justice, for property, prosperity, and for a better life. And this is what I stand for. And this is what I want to thank you very much, Hardy. Also, I know you support me. I thank you very much for that. And now we
Mr.
have
Founder, and greetings to the public.
Yes, you're welcome. And now one last question for tonight, please.
Yeah, the last question is from Bishop Comfort Ubani.
Welcome. Okay, this was not happening, so another question?
Yeah, then a follow-up question from Information Media Communicate.
Okay, welcome. One last point from you, and then we close it for tonight.
Yeah, thank you, Gunter, and thank you for everyone. First and foremost, I appreciate you for taking out your time from your far distance in Vietnam to carry the cross of the Biafran people on your head. And like you said, freedom wherever you are, you will be there 24/7 to make sure you carry the message. Thank you so much. In a situation whereby the people want to have a dialogue so that they can be free, then the government of the day that happens to be a tyranny decides to use Islamic jihadist terrorists to pillage and slaughter those people that are clamoring for an independent state. Wouldn't you advocate for those same people to seek self-defense as a means of survival? That is one question. Over to you, sir.
No, absolutely, I agree. You know, history is full of independence movements which had to make this decision. I don't call for this because, you know, I'm against violence, but there might be a situation where this is absolutely necessary, and history has shown that liberation struggles from Israel to Kosovo, there was always a lot of necessity to fight for freedom as well. And this might be also the case in the case of Nigeria and Biafra. I call, and this is also my last closing statement, what I want is a peaceful dissolution of the Yugoslavia of West Africa, of Nigeria. It is proven that it doesn't bring prosperity and security for its people. There is a genocide against Christians and others in Nigeria today, and therefore I call for ex-Nigeria, freedom for Biafra, and let's work together to achieve our noble goals for a better life for the people of Biafra, and ultimately as well for Nigerians, because the Nigerians will be much better off if it's many new successor countries of Nigeria, because we can help them, assist them in the breakup process, and it will be a much better result. And then they will be better governed, they will be freer, they will be more prosperous and more secure. And that's why I think this is the better way forward for ex-Nigeria. My recommendation for tonight, fight for freedom, work for freedom, live freedom, and we will achieve freedom. And I wish you a very nice evening wherever you are, from Bosnia to Biafra to the United States of America, here from Vienna. I say thank you very much for this space. Thank you, Nicole, for hosting it and also for promoting it. And I want to invite you next week on the 18th of November, on Wednesday, I think it's the 18th or 19th, is the Red Wednesday. This is the global day against the persecution of Christians. And please work on this global day and before to make it very, very public case what's happening in Nigeria. And let's work together in the future, also in 2026, to achieve freedom for Biafra. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure to be with you. And I wish you all a very nice evening. And freedom will be achieved in the future. And I will be back on one of the spaces, possible next week, where we can discuss again about the situation in Biafra. And I want to thank you very much for your attention and joining this space. It will be also then recorded, and we will put it on Twitter, and then you can listen and share and stay in touch. And the fight for freedom is universal. We will be successful. All tyrants will fall, and so will the tyrant of Nigeria and Cameroon and other countries. You will see. We will win. Thanks a lot. Good night from Vienna.
Good night.
And goodbye.
Thanks a lot,
to everyone.
Nico.
Man, please. Please stop. Why? Why are you people so hell bent on denying this man his Jews? Jesus Christ. it's honestly, it's so fucking annoying. It really is. It just. First black. Turning off. Because lions. I'm pretty sure. Their strength is far beyond human. Luck. Hello.
Yes, Nick, that's the whole point again. I've got to make a decision on whether to vote David Cameron. What's not David? We're at the final round table. We've got two traitors that have been traitors since the very beginning. Stepped on your red bloody liberal. I've just got to be so careful. You know what though? Alan hasn't done well when he's holding the fire at the round table. It's not expensive. Liz, this is it. The final round table. Don't start rattling then. Remember, if only faithful remain, they share the pot. But if there is still a traitor, they take it all. Holy mackerel, Pedro. Holy cider. Yeah, is that puzzling? The banished player will no longer reveal if they are a traitor or a faithful. Oh, the final time then. The floor is yours. You can call. Okay, who's going first? So that there are so few things anyone can say with certainty. Alan, you're a traitor. Alan, you know, I think I realise that I've often felt, especially over this reference, I'm terrified and that this shit's But Nick said he was going for the car. Yes. What I often didn't get a sense from you was the sense of relief that you survived. Really good. Oh, I like that thinking from here. Maybe that's wasn't the argument truth for you sometimes. That this sort of relief. Oh, there's all tricks there. Two of them.
Wow, that's so good. Oh my days. This, bruh.
What's he gonna say? Oh, this is exciting, I can't watch.
Sorry, Dad.
Yes, no problem.
I've checked my mom.
Can we just take credit for the fact that Alan is the only remaining traitor? It was the worst Well, hang on. Are we doing an indoor fire pit? Because that just makes it even more special. Players, this is it. The final showdown. Oh. Come on. Go on, explain. In front of you are chests that contain The other is labeled empty. If you believe there is still traitors in your midst, they don't recognize the way and choose banished. We will start with you and see what you've chosen to do. You've got to say it again. I don't say it again. Real nice, man. Just maybe suspicious. Yes, yes. You should appreciate it. It's brilliant. Be right to the final showdown from the red. The players turn the flame red, which meant another banished. You two should be banished. Go off the corner. I think it's Joe. It's going to be Alan instead of Alan. You're right.
Michael Jackson was dangerous. Oh shit. Michael Jackson was dangerous. Man, these people don't know Michael, man, dude, Michael Jackson was dangerous. I need this shit. Bruh. Crazy. Same. 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 Crazy. Okay. Understand why you wouldn't want a woman like me. I am successful, I'm rich, I can fight. If you can't be with my peace, you can be with the door. Oh, you're in your masculine area. Well, why don't you get in yours? Simple man telling me, oh, but you know you go off course. I'm like, yes! Well, I am the yeah. She's saying horrible things. It's a pair. Yo, Dr. Star, you gotta stop that shit. Let me tell you something else that happens to you when you're not an A-list celebrity. So you're not an A-list celebrity. You post things, people really just ask you the craziest thing in the comments, right? So, I'll post, okay, so I just did my play how to protest, and I'll post about my play how to protest, and then it'll be like somebody, or somebody's in the comments saying, so, I'm she made you look crazy right now. What? Or it's the holiday season, and so I have these holiday movies. What? You fucking. Oh, my goodness, y'all. Is that just me, or does it drive you crazy to find out which time? So, I'm fast forward. She gave a lot of little things. Just signal your hand on the hey.
hate this bitch, you know. Bruh, all my life I hate this bitch. No, but third, I hate Tasha. Sure, man. You. You're a bit for this job. Listen, I have an alcohol problem. And yes, I have a big alcohol. Don't be shit with this. I know what I'm doing. Oh, yes. What?
You see. What happened? Why are you falling?
Where?
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Did you have too much?
Is that?
Did you take too much?
No.
I mean, the way you receive it.
What?
So the way you receive this night.
Do I what?
The way you receive this night.
Hopefully.
It doesn't make you sleep.
Sometimes. Release. Oh. No, it's not. No, it's not.
Okay, it's not live.
No.
Okay.
It's dead.
No. That was fun.
So, obviously, release. Just cook what you want.
Look at this. What do you know? Nana, you're back.
Yeah.
How is sister?
It's alright.
Okay. Just take if you want to eat and pack. I brought a container for before we go to freezer. How was your day?
It's alright.
Have you eat? Did you eat in her house?
No, I ate here.
Okay.